Good morning, everyone. Thanks very much for joining this webinar. I'm Jessica with the Marketing Department from MileSite. Today, let's talk about the solution that how to use the LTE-enabled devices to work from home during this COVID-19 pandemic. The challenges such as available data security, the reliable channel make it very difficult for some employees to perform their duties away from the office, especially if the VPN tunnel is needed. So in this webinar, we will share with you a highly secure and highly reliable network connectivity solution that can be easily set up by the employees at home, no IT team involved. While I was getting started from this slide, I'm pretty much familiar with the case number 1, which was, that has been the workforce that's been working from home due to the COVID-19 response. The point I want to get highlighted is that each of these 3 use cases that we're sharing here, the work from home, the pop-up network, and the remote management terminal devices, that's not anything unique to MileSite. I bet some of you are using our products for years for each of these use cases. And COVID-19 is just something that brought those to the top forefront of everybody's mind. I want to highlight there are standard solutions and standard problems that we solve on our daily business. And covered the working from home, the one of the pop-up networks. We have been testing the pop-up network, the template network, the solutions for quite a long time. It's placed to help here to go to commercial business. Think about going to convention center, going to the amusement park, going to the weekend market, the flea market, anywhere you were essentially to immediately set up your business, set up in minutes or in moments, conduct business, to go point transactions. What kind of cases may be? It turns up in a fundamental time and move to multiple locations. So that is pop-up networks again. Well, many of you probably familiar with our UR32 cellular router, the cellular-enabled routers. There are probably a lot of people who are not that familiar. So just a quick review of those key models. The UR32 and UR35, there are great routers that can be used in enterprise level and in industrial grade. The UR32 got 2 Ethernet ports. They are 10 and 100 speed, support Cat4 by default. And 1 serial port is also contained, is also included, and Wi-Fi capability is optional available. The UR35 has 5 Ethernet ports. There are 10 and 100 speed as well, and 1 cellular module, but dual SIM slots. It means 2 SIM cards to provide immediate failover connection for IoT applications. They can cover different bands requirements in different regions. Now, the key to success in any time distributed deployment tends to come down to the centralized security management. That will be MileSite Device Hub comes into the picture. MileSite Device Hub is a way that securely get into the devices once they have been deployed in the field. It is a multiple-level account structure-based platform. It allows administrator to create different sub-accounts with different permissions, which improved device management efficiency, especially for the massive deployment. And one of the big things is it supports remote operation on the devices when they are either online or offline. That means the router is accessible for the administrator to operate, even it doesn't have the fixed public IP address. And you also have the ability to monitor device health and connectivity status, have a warning condition around the cellular performance, or perhaps an outage has occurred. So they will be stay on top of that screen until you figure them out. And you can push out the firmware configuration in mass. I cannot overemphasize the importance of being able to do this because when the large numbers of the devices were deployed remotely, they were deployed running a very similar firmware, if not identically configuration. So you can take use of the massive configuration, make that very, very easy to manage. Or you can determine which devices will receive the changes and which one you want to skip over and keep his existing configuration without any modification. So you can find that is the total complete automation, all of that. And also you can count on multi-site hosted device hub without any actual facility cost, without any license fee. So also you can install your own device hub on the local server or public cloud to meet your larger scale deployment. How can you make that? Well, you just go to MileSite official website and download the package, the software device hub package, and make it on-premise. And another very important component is the VPN software. Our UR32 and UR35 all support a variety of VPN technology like the IPsec VPN, GRE, even OpenVPN when somebody wants to quickly set up an OpenVPN server and enables a large numbers of connections to come in. Well, come back to the MileSite VPN software. Comparing to the OpenVPN, what's the difference? To be honest, their functions are almost the same, but MileSite VPN can be set up simply through a command and can be manageable through the operations in the web GUI. So it can be installed on-premise for connecting MileSite routers around your personal device through the encrypted VPN tunnel. Then you can remote access the on-site devices or internal network from anywhere. And MileSite VPN is a free tool, so you just need to download an OpenVPN client in your laptop and install MileSite VPN in your proper server with Ubuntu operation system to work as an OpenVPN server. Then you are able to access into the corporate network from your laptop through an encrypted VPN channel. Now, we're going to dive directly into the first one, which is one of the typical situation where in MileSite team we were facing several months ago in February. And now our overseas partners, they are facing the similar situation today. So some of the challenges come into getting to how to set up the work from home scenario network. The first issue is that how to remote access into your corporate network in a proper way, in a secure way, like you were working in the physical office. Since your family members, like your wife, your husband, your kids, your parents maybe, now they are staying at home as well. They may probably need internet to join class, to play games with their friends, to enjoy the movies or other internet entertainments. So the bandwidth should be taken into consideration. The other issue is that the wired connection. We have some employees just live in the areas where there is very poor wired bandwidth connection or very weak wireless Wi-Fi connection that's shared by the neighbors, like when we stay in the hotel. And you know the public facilities in the building, in the apartment building. And besides, the network outage would impact on the workers' productivity. As we know, the bandwidth fluctuation and the network delay happens often in the fixed line internet. So a stable and a reliable network environment is so important to them. So what's the solution, right? Well, we have the LTE solution for the telecommuters. Let's follow up just 2 steps to build up a secure and reliable home office network. Firstly, you only need to connect your PC, connect your laptop to the LAN port of the UR32 LTE router, and the WAN port to your home router for primary wired connection. And next, by using Device Hub, your IT specialists can configure the UR32 router remotely to create a VPN tunnel between your home office and the corporate data center through the multi-site VPN. Then all the IP traffic that communicate between your PC, your laptop, and your corporate data center, they are securely encrypted. So that's the solution. As I mentioned, LTE solution for the telecommuters. Multi-site VPN software can provide you an encrypted channel to remote accessing into the corporate network. And the UR32, the wireless connecting routers are included, and the cellular connectivity that we can take fully use to make as a backup to your landline. And besides, if your home router happens to wild outage, the backup cellular connectivity that bought by the UR32 router will take over and keep the connection smoothly all the time. I think this is an ideal way to protect the corporate network and keep your computer, keep your work computer or laptop isolated and protected. So they are on two separate networks. And of course, some benefits. Wi-Fi is important as well. Everybody rely on it very much, and you can also connect your 32 router to your home router through the Wi-Fi for the one connection. And if you use wired or cellular as one connection, and you have more than one device, more than one laptop, then you can enable this hotspot in your 32 router to share it among your devices if you have multiple devices that need to connect. And by the way, we are going to support the whitelist function in the router. So only the authorized devices with MAC approval can be connected to the UR32 router, which ensures best bandwidth usage and security. So Wi-Fi is absolutely critical to work activity for work from home. And the security features, make sure we keep that connection secured. We keep that application business to business secured. But how? The multi-site routers deliver connectivity that is provisioned and managed by your IT administrator. So it's complete with encryption, firewall and VPN capabilities, and a variety of security protocols like the OpenVPN, the IPsec, L2TP, PPTP, etc. So, which can securely encrypt the data from end to end between your home and your corporate. Next, suppose that you are limited to access into the factory for the device monitoring. The on-site support for the factories and the plants become unpractical during this COVID-19 period. So what's the solution? The increasing corporate security, the weakness, is most common risk for business who are not ready for work from home model. Okay, according to the investigation, the work from home shift is resulting in the major increase in the cyber attacks and phishing. This means the time is now to take stock of the solutions you place in service to secure your work from home business operations, because the hackers, they can go nowhere but only making more attacks. So We can take use of the multi-site remote access solution to solve this issue. Technically, the devices like PLCs, like HMIs, and IP cameras, they can be connected to the LAN ports of the UR35. Then you can use the authentication code to connect UR35 to multi-site VPN in just minutes. And meanwhile, connect your laptop to the multi-site VPN, which means all the field devices and your laptop, now they are in the same network. And you are able to manage, you are able to monitor and troubleshooting those connected devices without going to the factory, anywhere, anytime, right? By the way, multi-site routers provide a segregation between one port and LAN devices subnet. The remote user can only reach the devices connected directly to the router's LAN interfaces. So it means the factory's network is isolated from this operation. And of course, there are some benefits. You can get multiple protection, like the firewall protection to the VPN encryption, the cellular and the Wi-Fi for network failover. And our router UR35 provide you more than demand, the secure and reliable network service for work from home. As the multi-site VPN and device hub centralized management service, they are totally free, so there's no arising cost after choosing multi-site routers. And usually, if companies they want, they can also rely on other cheap devices like MiFi to extend their IT connection. But one of the biggest issues when you are using consumer-graded equipment is just pretend, have the enterprise level features, have the enterprise level protection. You don't have a way like for the centralized management. You don't have the ability to easily filter something. There are maybe or may not have the enterprise grade firewall, but the VPN tunneling certainly is not be supported as well. And here is something we really want to emphasize. You don't need on-site IT staff, don't need IT staff to visit every person in their home. There's not too much critical technical points or technical operations because our partners' IT staff are working from home and multi-site team can also support you timely without any delays that caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. So after receive the products, after you receive the routers, you only need to screw on the Wi-Fi, screw on the cellular antennas attached to the routers, and connect the power startup, give on the power. Then you are able to easy this work from home as a piece of cake. So here again, this is our overall review of the remote accessing plan. From it, you got device management, you got the security protection, the capability on the right solution, you enabled it. So that's the end of the webinar. Thanks very much for joining this webinar. See you next time. Bye-bye.